right, we are live.
All right, let's give folks a couple of moments to file in here. And I don't see the participants number changing.
Well, we don't have much on the public agenda for this evening.
All right, then I will proceed. This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Annual notice of this meeting was provided to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and the Highland Park Planet on January 27th, 2020. I believe it should be 22. In addition, notice of this meeting via Zoom was emailed to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and the Highland Park Planet on October 21st, 2022, and was posted on the Borough website at www.hpboro.com. And in addition, and on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, 221 South Fifth Avenue, Highland Park, New Jersey, on October 21st, 2022, and has remained continuously posted as required by law. As mayor, I preside over the mayor and council redevelopment entity meeting and may interrupt, warn, or terminate a participant statement or participation in the virtual meeting if the participant statement does not adhere to the 3 minutes provided to each participant for public comment, or if the statement is disruptive to the orderly conduct of this public meeting, is repetitive or not on topic that is relevant to the borough's governing body. Borough Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Burl-Mittler.
Here.
Councilwoman Canavera. Councilwoman Foster.
Here.
Councilman George.
Here.
Councilman Hale.
Here.
Councilmember Hirsch.
Here.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan.
Here.
Special Counsel Bauman.
Here.
Borough Administrator Hover.
Here.
All right. We're moving on to Resolution 2022-01 for executive session. After the public comment, I will be asking for a motion to go into executive session for redeveloper negotiations on Tract A, redeveloper negotiations on Tract C, and potential litigation. May I have a motion to adopt or reject the resolution to go into executive session?
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Second.
All right, we're going to do our public comment first. Sorry?
We need a roll call.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Then may I have a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman George.
Yes.
Councilman Hale.
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan.
Yes.
Thank you, Borough Clerk. As there are no discussion items for this evening, we're going to go right into our public comment session. Each speaker has 3 minutes, but may comment on any topic. The Borough Clerk will monitor the time and will offer a 30-second warning and then indicate when 3 minutes has lapsed. The session will wrap up by 9 p.m. If you would like to speak, please raise your hand by pressing *9 on your phone keypad or select the raise hand button in the application. The Borough Administrator will announce your turn by reading out your name or the last 4 digits of your phone number. Please begin by telling us your first and last name as well as your address. Again, if you would like to speak about a topic on the agenda, please press *9 or the raise hand button now. And then once you're called upon, please press *6 to unmute yourself. Borough Administrator, please announce our first speaker if there is one.
I do see a hand raised, and just for the record, there are 2 attendees, 1 hand raised. It looks like Carl Prey. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, this is Mary Forsberg. I have a couple of things I'd like to say. Part of which is in response to the last Borough Council meeting and your decision to go into a full non-hybrid in-person meeting mode, which I think is a very anti-democratic kind of way of doing this in the future. So I hope you will reconsider that, because I know that speaking to people in Highland Park, people are not happy about that.
Mary, I'm just going to stop you for a second. Council, since this is a redevelopment meeting, should we be sticking to topics related to our redevelopment?
I think generally we're okay to have public comment.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Sorry, please go on, Mary.
Well, I mean, you know, you are going to obviously follow what the council, you were all the same people, the entity, the council, you're all the same people. So I would just like to suggest that in the interest of providing at least a little bit of information to the public, you should be having hybrid meetings, because I told that the Department of Education is willing and able to have hybrid meetings. I mean, I'm very interested, obviously, in the negotiations for Track A. I know apparently you now have a developer for that, and we know who the developer is for Track C. I hope that this is not going to be something where you have meetings and meetings and meetings, and then you throw upon us your ideas, because I think that's what you did with the redevelopment, the whole plan. And my personal, as you already know, my personal belief about the plan is that you don't really understand small town life. You don't understand what small town Highland Park is all about. And the idea of putting 300 people on the street is kind of an antithesis to what people in Highland Park are really wanting. And I don't think you have any idea about that, because frankly, 30 people at the most show up for these meetings, the council meetings and these meetings. Obviously no one has showed up for this meeting. And I just think that you are like throwing this all at us, and you aren't getting any feedback, and what feedback you get, you don't really pay much attention to. Now, I read the traffic study that you did about this. I just want to finish this. I read the traffic study that you hired someone to do. That was entirely done during the COVID period. There is an incredible difference in the amount of traffic in this town now and during COVID. And I think you have wasted a lot of money on the traffic study. I don't know how much you spent on it, but you've wasted money on the traffic study. And I think that I hope the developers that you hire think beyond what your plans are, because I just don't, I hope that they have more sense. I mean, I noticed that the international market, that whole expansion thing, that has never opened. There's no business in there. And why do you think that a brand new building like that cannot get a person in that building or a business in that building, you're going to open up all kinds of businesses in Highland Park? I just don't think that it really makes sense.
Mary, I think we exceeded the time allotted.
I know, yes, I did. And I thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Terry, before I call on you, I just wanted to clarify one thing, just so anybody who watches this meeting understands that there were hundreds of people that participated in the I don't know if you call them charrettes or the planning meetings that we had well before we put the redevelopment plan into effect, and they were held by our borough planner, but I just want to make sure people understand that. Thank you. Terry.
I just wanted to clarify one point, both for Mary, but also for the governing body. As part of our permit application submission, CME did additional traffic counts subsequent to to address that very concern. So that was part of the more recent scope of work. They did that. We had, we were trying to move the project forward during the pandemic, and those were the numbers at that time. But we have updated those counts as part of that scope of work. So I just wanted you to know that. And just to be really clear, it's a traffic study evaluating the establishment of the plaza on South 3rd and its impacts on Raritan primarily, because that's our audience is DOT. So it's not an all-inclusive study. It's the study that is required as part of the permit process. So I just wanted to clarify that for everybody.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I may, I've been doing this, as you know, for 35 years. We've had the most robust public involvement process that I've probably experienced. So that could not be further from the truth. The public has been engaged in a much more significant way than per usual anywhere else. So I think it's really not accurate at all.
Thank you, Councilor. Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to speak, Terry?
No, Mayor, I do see we have 4 attendees at this point, but no other hands are raised.
All right, in that case, I'm going to ask for a, we did a motion to adjourn to go into executive session. So I'd like to go into that executive session now.
Okay, I just want to ask our attendees to please leave the meeting at this point, or else I'll have to bump you out because we're going to lock the meeting for the executive session. So I'd ask if everybody who's signed in, who's an attendee, would please leave the meeting.
And Mayor, we will not take any action after the closed session, correct? Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Good night, attendees.
Good night, attendees. I'm kicking you out. You wouldn't leave of your own accord. Just give me a second. It takes a little time on Zoom. All right. Give me 1 second. Zoom always moves the buttons on me. There's usually a thing called security. Jen, can you see it? Are you the host? No, I'm the host. Sorry, everybody. This is normally right there. Give me 1 moment.
Matt Hale has a question.
I know, but I don't know if it's
No,
for
I'm not.
session.
I'm just looking for the security button.
But you wouldn't have it as the host.
Oh,
I'm the host.
all right.
You're not the host. So I'm sorry, everybody. This is usually literally there's a button at the bottom that says security. What we may have to do is I can distribute a new link for a new meeting because I don't know how else to proceed otherwise. Sorry, what?
I just need a motion to adjourn.
She needs an emotion to adjourn, is what she said.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait, we're not adjourning, are we?
Well, we're going into executive session.
Oh, okay.
This is really bizarre. Let me give me give me one more minute. I'm going to stop the recording at this point. If that's can I, Joe? I don't even know.
Yeah, yes, you can. Stop
Okay.
it.
Everything's all screwed up and all my usual things.
I was
All right, real
hoping
quick.
Linda.
There we go. Yes.